everybody. I'll give everybody a minute or so to get on here. Just wanted to jump on a little bit early so we can have everybody the opportunity to join. Let's go ahead and get this opened up on the iPad so I can see comments. Alright, there we go. Make sure this is muted. We don't need the wackadoo echo. There we go. Hello, Alexis! Let's see. Bring the carts around so I'm not having to get up to move everything. All the fun cords out of the way here. Grab your brush. There she is. Now I see comments. Hey! Alright, grab me a brush for my glitter glue. Grab me a piece of paper to catch some glitter in a minute. Sweet. I'll grab me a sanding block. We need to sand this a little lightly. We'll grab that and have that ready too. I know we're a few minutes early. Good morning, good morning. Morning, China! Right. One more. Waiting on Michelle to join. Give her a few minutes in here. Oh, it's a little strange. I have Michelle joining Michelle today.
We're crafting with 2 Michelles today.
Right. That's right. Crafting with 2 Michelles today. Let's see. Did she join? Well, I'm not showing that she ever actually joined the group. Alright, let me text her right quick.
It's just Alexis and China.
Alright, we'll give her just a couple minutes to get in here and all that fun stuff. I'm going to go ahead and, China, you can do the same thing. I'm going to go ahead and weed this wrap out. We're not going to use it until the second part when we come back this afternoon after our epoxy set, but I did go ahead and cut this wrap out so that way you're not having to worry about where exactly it stops because it's clear and the black spots don't go to the edge where you can actually see an edge. So I did go ahead and cut that out so you can weed around that. Thanks, China. Me too. I'm nervous and excited all at the same time, but we're gonna make it through. We'll be okay. We will make it, make it, make it. I'm excited. look okay on y'all's end? Is there something that y'all like to change, or are y'all good and you can see everything? Trying to make sure my comments pop up as they need to too, instead of me having to tap on the screen.
We should stay there and then they kind of go.
Go away, yeah. I can see everything good. Awesome. Perfect. Yeah, go check. Give her another minute to get in here, and then if she's not in, then we will go ahead and get started. Because this will be saved, and y'all can go back and watch it if you need to, or if you forgot something or anything like that, which I think is going to be the nice part of doing lives and classes on Facebook, because it's something that you can go back and watch and remember the steps and say, oh wait a minute, what did we do there? So yeah, it'll be saved. You can go back and watch it live, or watch the live, and that way not forget a step or forget something that we did, or try to make notes and craft along and everything like that. So I think this will be good too, to have something to refer back to, instead of it just being in class and then you'll have to text or email or whatever for questions. I'm always still here for messages if you have messages that you need to send me for questions or anything like that. So absolutely don't think that just because you're not right in front of me that you can't still ask questions and things like that. If you have a question here, I was just about to ask that, haha, read my mind. Yes, China. So you can always refer back to this video. It will be saved in this group. And like I was saying, if you ever have questions, you can comment on the video. It should tell me that somebody's commented. If you have me on Facebook, you're more than welcome to message me there, or if you have my phone number, most of you guys today I think do, except for Michelle, y'all can text me and ask questions on that too. So don't be afraid to still reach out if you have questions or something that we didn't cover, or anything like that. So, but yes, they will be saved. Kind of the plan for this one right now, we're gonna go through, we're gonna sand our tumbler, we're gonna get our glitter glue on, we're gonna get our glitter on. And then after that, you're going to need to let your glue dry. If you're using Tack It, then you're pretty good to go by the time we get done applying all 4 of these glitters. If you're using a glitter glue like I am today from Crystalac, you'll need to let it dry for just a little while before you can seal your glitter and then epoxy it. But I will, once we end here, you'll need to seal your glitter and epoxy your cup, and then have it ready for us to come back and do the wrap, and then we'll kind of finish up class after that. So today's live will be kind of in 2 different sections. That way our cup can cure and everything like that between the 2. So it's kind of how today's layout's going to work. Alright, 10:07. I don't see her in here still. So, yeah, I haven't got a message from her. So we're just going to go ahead and get started. If she joins, then we'll see if we can get her caught up. If she doesn't join while we're live, then she can kind of go back, get to the second or the first part, and then join for the second if she can catch up before then. But we're going to go ahead and get started. So, today I am using a 20-ounce Hog sublimation cup. The main reason for that right now, because the weather in West Texas is awful, and I don't want to try spray paint when it's 40 degrees outside. So, the sublimation cups are nice because they're already a white base. The only thing you will need to do is give it a light sanding. Don't sand too hard, because you can actually sand off not only the coating that's on here that allows you to sublimate on it, but actually the white underneath too. So we don't want to do that. We just want to give it a sanding to get this really super shiny off. That way our glue and our glitter and everything stays adhered to our cup. So, where's my trash can? I don't like to sand over my table. I'm going to try to sand up in this camera here that's front facing, just so y'all can see me, but I don't want sand dust on my crafting table here. So what I do is I kind of take my hand and I put it in here, and then I grab my block. This one is believe this one's 120 grit because it's not a real coarse grit. 'Cause, like I said, you don't want to take that paint off. So I just take over my trash can and just lightly sand my cup all the way around. I know some people are like, you don't have to sand, you don't have to do this. Well, I like to sand and prep my cups just so I know it's got a good base, it's got a good adhesion, because it's going to go into all these little creases we're creating right now. So I prefer to sand them. To each their own, but that's my preference. My bottom rim and the bottom. Just kind of take a look and see if I see any super shiny spots. If I do, then I will give them a quick sand right quick. Whoop, come back here. Alright, so set that off to the side. And dust that off. And then you want to grab a disinfectant wipe. Some people use like a paper towel and alcohol. So that's fine too, just make sure it's totally dry, because alcohol will cause your epoxy to repel, so you don't want to do that. So just take and clean it all off. Bottom, the rim, all of that fun stuff. Get you a paper towel and get it completely dry. Alright. Looks good to me. I usually do another quick look over to see if there's any super shiny areas. Alright, that looks pretty good to me. So, let's go ahead, we'll grab our turner arm here. Take out these outside too. Make sure that the hole is on the outside of your cup, not the inside. I put one inside out the other day, didn't work when I need to put it on my turner. There we go. Looks pretty level and flush to me. Okay, I'm going to move this over to the side because I don't want glitter glue and glitter all over my wrap. Make sure that your glitters are open and ready to go. We don't want to be trying to have a cup that has glue all over it and you're trying to open glitters. So, perfect. Trying to make sure myself that they're all open because I didn't remember if I opened these yet or not. So, and one more. Okay. Alright, has everybody out there got their cup sanded and ready to go that's following along? Let me know, and if so, we will jump into the next step. So in today's glitter I am using the glitter glue from the Crystalac company. I used to do the Crystalac's Bright Tone. It's an epoxy free method you can use over your tumblers and cups and things. I like that it's safer than the two-part epoxy, but the thing I don't like is that it takes so many coats. I know you can reapply in 2 hours, but with the speed dry that I like to use from Nola's, my cups can be done in 2 hours instead of another layer and then 2 hours and another layer and then 2 hours and another layer and then 2 hours. So I like the Crystalac's glitter glue, and I also like their Ornament Magic if you're trying to do any of the ornaments with like the glitter inside and things like that. These two products are super good for that. The other glue that I do like and recommend, which I need to order some because I'm almost out of, it's the glitter glue from Artistry Epoxy. It's called Color Flex glitter glue. This stuff is really nice too. It does take this a little bit longer to dry than this, but when I'm doing a live, I need a little faster drying glue. This one, if I'm doing something that I'm not having to be in a time crunch for, I definitely will go to this one. To me, this is a nice glue because it stays wetter a little longer. I have more working time with it. So this is a nice one. Like I said, glitter glue from Artistry Epoxy. It is awesome as well. So I recommend that one too. You can use Tack-It as well if you have that. Sometimes the coverage isn't as good with Tack-It. This one here that I did as the cup for our pictures, you can kind of see some of the spots where it's kind of thin on the glitter, especially kind of in this area. But I mean, you can always do 2 coats if you want to. Just make sure you have enough Tack-It on there. If you're using Tack-It, you can use Mod Podge. Just beware, Mod Podge does have a pretty quick drying time, so you have less working time. But that's my favorites, my choices of glitter. So, right, Miss China, are you ready to move to the next step? Or are we still working? Yes, I'm good. Awesome. All right. My captions seem to be frozen, so I don't know when y'all are hearing what I'm saying, but it's okay. We're gonna go through it and we'll be good. Anthony's in front of me helping me today, so we'll get through it. It's not a problem. Okay, so go ahead and grab your glue of choice. Like I said, Crystalite glitter glue is what I'm using today. And then we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna apply a layer of our adhesive all around our cup and on the bottom. I like to go ahead and wrap my colors around the bottom like this here. You can kind of see where my red just kind of continues, that champagne kind of continues. I try to just make them all kind of continue in a pattern all the way to the bottom. Just, to me, it gives me a finished look on my cup instead of a completely glittered cup and a white bottom. But if that's you, do you. So here we go. All right. Oh, I forget how thin this one can be. So we're gonna go ahead and get this brushed on. Give ourselves a little bit of a generous coat because I need some working time. All the way to the bottom and all the way to the top. Leveled out nice and even. We don't want a bunch of clumps because then that'll make a clump of glitter on our cup and that'll make it even harder to epoxy in a bit, so we don't want that. Definitely don't want that. Make sure you don't forget the bottom of your cup since we're wrapping this glitter all the way around. All the edges, make sure I got it all the way around. Grab me a bucket of water. Will you get one of those paint bins from out of there and put me a little bit of water in it, please, so I can Be a good brush, Mom. I like to save these. Yes. A little bit of water in there, please, sir. At the end. There we go. Alright. Sit that there for a minute. You can just set it right over there, and I'll hand you this to put in there, because I'm done with that. Alright. Give China a minute to get caught up on that, and I'm going to see if I can get my captions to come back up here so I can see. Ha! Now there we go. Alright. China, if you're ready, let me know and we'll go to the next step. Ready. Alright. So, go ahead and grab your glitter. I like to go dark to light. It's just kind of the rule that I kind of keep. That way your light colors aren't having your dark colors kind of overtake them. So I'm going to start with this red right here. And what we're going to do is we're going to take and we're going to go have some glitter stripes going from the bottom up, top down. You can put some in the middle if you want to. You can make it one solid stripe all the way down top to bottom that carries over. This is totally up to you. You can kind of see mine. I had some from the top down, bottom up in the red, top down, bottom up. So I just kind of go around my cup and place them on my cup where I want them. So just kind of have that big spout open, put it on there, tilt, other side, tilt, and then looks like we need one from the bottom here. Got a little too much out of that first little spritz, so it kind of carried over, but it's okay because we're going to have other glitters that are going to be laid on top of that. And then let's see, from my bottom, just kind of go there, drop it directly off, and from the bottom on this side, kind of to there, and again directly off. Try not to let it roll too much too quickly or too slowly to one side or the other. That way your glitter doesn't just completely tumble down that entire side of your cup. You just want to make sure you've got it there and then dump, and there and dump. So we want to kind of keep that same thing all the way to the top and all the way to the bottom. Okay, get my cup kind of a tappy tap tap. Grab my scissors, that tends to kind of help me better. It's kind of a short pole on this cup today. But okay, so that's all of the red. So we're going to set our cup in our holder right quick. And we're going to put the red back in our bottle. I always recommend having a piece of copy paper or a file folder. Legal file folders make great glitter catchers. Actually, I think I have one of those I'm fixing to switch to. Hold on just a second. Let's see. I do. I do have one. Make sure we don't have stuff in here. Here we go. This one's cleaner on the inside. We'll grab this one. And These I got from the Dollar Tree. I think it's like a pack of 6 for like $1.25. So super cheap too. Alright, so once you get that color all cleaned up and everything, you're just going to go to your next lightest color. I'm going to do, let's see, these two are really about the same. I'm going to go ahead and do the orange, goldfish. You can do any order you want. You can put the colors anywhere you want, any order you want, whichever side by side or whatever like that, totally up to you. I think I'm going to kind of skip a spot for my blue to go between my orange and my red. So I'm just going to kind of do the same thing, leaving a space for the blue to go into, and quick dump. Again, over here, I'm going to leave a space for the blue, go up a little higher with that one, quick dump. Leave space for the blue. I went kind of high on that red in the bottom, so I'm going to go kind of short on that one. And then again, space for the blue. And dump. Just a quick spin dump. Don't forget the bottom again. So kind of come up the bottom. And on the bottom. Okay. Quick dump. Check any spots. You can see where I didn't get all the way to the top, so we're going to make sure we go all the way to the top and then make sure it gets all the way to the bottom of that section. Kind of give it a little tap down. If y'all hear my dog's collar and her tags jingling in the back, she's got the zoomies this morning, so she's running around back there. A quick tap. And then set that to the side. Oh, let's not dump our glitter bottle. This up. Turn it to the side. We're gonna go to our third color. How's everybody doing out there? Everybody good? Make sure everybody's got it down. Good. All right. So now let's go ahead and grab our blue, and we're gonna do the same thing. Kind of pick where you want it. I kind of want mine to go between the red and that orange color. And those two are kind of short, so I'm going to drag this one down a little bit. And a quick turn. Quick turn. Okay, let's see. There, and then here. And over. Kind of run that one down the side a little bit. And then let's go here, kind of up there a little bit, turn, and then here, kind of go up a little bit in this area, making sure my colors overlap, quick turn, and then again on our bottom. And I don't want it to look like a pinwheel kind of met my bottom, so we're going to make it kind of go out a little bit, have that blue out there, and then we're going to grab this blue from this side and just do a little bit. Boom. So again, we're going to make sure totally covered. Boom. All the way to the top. think that's pretty good for this color.
Kind of reminds me of those hard candy videos where they chop off the sides.
Oh yeah. Alright. Sorry if that was a little loud. Trying to get a little glitter off my hands. Dump this back in here. Shake up our folder. And then we're going to grab our last color. Now, you don't have to finish filling in your cup with this last color. What we're going to do is we're going to get this last color down where we want it for sure. And then we're going to go back, we're going to take a look around our cup, see where we might want some more of another color, fill in any gaps with whatever color you want it to be. However you want that to be is kind of where we're going to go with after this color. So don't try to fill in the rest of your cup with this last color. Just put it where you know you want it for sure to start with. Then we'll go back and fill in any gaps. So go ahead and we'll grab my cup again. And we're going to go in with this color. Kind of run it up that side. This one, let's see. Kind of go there with this one, a little up. And then I'm going to take it here, fill in that gap right there and go down some with it. I want it to kind of bleed into the bottom. And then on the top here, let's see. It's already there on that side, so I think on this side we're going to kind of take it here. Woo. Beware if you have full glitter bottles, it comes out fast. Let's see. Go over the top and then, okay, we're going to bring that down there. Find our other one where it's at. We're going to bring it down here. Boom. Then I think I'm going to actually go ahead with this one. I'm actually going to go ahead and I'm going to bring it all the way down and around right there. Boom. Okay, got it there, got it there, got it there, got it there, and there. Okay, so now let's take a look with doing that and see if that makes our top look good still. Yeah, I still like that. Okay, so now you can see I still have white spots. So now it's a matter of going back around the cup, taking a look at what color you want to use to fill in those spots and putting that there. You don't want like an abundance of color, like a big old splotch everywhere. So like here in this one, I won't put blue in this spot because otherwise it's just going to make it look like I got a big blob of blue all over the place. So what I'll probably do is I'll take and probably bring my orange some down here and I'll probably bring my red up here. Ooh, good thing that fell that side. We would have had a whole big glitter blob on our table. Alright, so let's clean up this one and I'm going to grab some of my other colors. Let's just start with that orange. So I'm going to grab my orange and kind of fill in the top because I just kind of nudged it with my finger. We don't want that in there. And then, like I said, I'm going to come around, kind of meet that way, going there, dump. Now I'm going to pull this red and I'm going to keep going with that red up into that space. Orange, red. bottom. Bring that orange up to that like champagne-y, and then I'm going to bring this red all the way up to there. Okay, I think that's it for my orange. I'll go ahead and grab my red now, 'cause it's the next color I want to go with. My glue is starting to dry, so I hope we get through the rest of this. Let's see, I think I'm going to bring blue up to there. Let's go with the red here. And then the red up here. And that's the one good thing also, if you're using Tack-It, it's got a much longer drying time. Well, like, it's not the right thing. If you're using Tack-It, you want to use it after it's dried, because that's when it's like the most sticky. You can use it when it's still wet if you don't plan on doing the Tack-It method, so that's a nice thing about the Tack-It too. And this is usually why I like to use my glitter glue from Artistry Epoxy, because like I said, I have that longer working time with it. I think I'm going to come back with my blue to finish up my spots. In the bottom there, because that's the color that meets to that edge. And then I'm going to bring this blue up to the top, kind of give it a little push and encouragement to stick to that glitter glue. And then we're going to bring this one down to the bottom, and then that color follows around onto the bottom again. Meet those blues there. And just do a quick look around, make sure that we've got all of our spots filled in. Good tap. Okay, I think we're looking good on our glitter. All right, how is everybody doing out there? Hi, sister. While Sister Linnell is watching. This is doing good. Awesome. this off and just take another quick look. You can kind of see where the colors blended, like where that glue kind of had some sprinkles from this, sprinkles from that, sprinkles from that, and then we tried to fill it in with the red. So it's got kind of a mixture of red and blue and the champagne and the orange, which I don't mind. To me, I like that it's got kind of a blending in the middle of all of them. Some people don't like that. If you don't like that, let your glue dry completely, and then you can kind of patch that area. Just be careful, because sometimes you can tell you're patching because it'll like raise that glitter level on your cup. And you don't want to have like a weird hump in your cup because of the glitter patch. So I think I like this a lot. It looks like I've got all the way to the top. It looks like I've got all the way to the bottom, all around the bottom. Kind of take and turn your cup. Make sure you get in all of those little ledges that's around the bottom of your cup, because you've got those little divots kind of where it goes down. So make sure that you don't have an edge that you didn't get glitter on. So I kind of just like to turn, take a look. Everything on my side looks good and covered. All right. All right, China. We good? Thanks, sister. Cup is looking beautiful. Thank you, thank you. Got it all on there. Nice and good and glued down. Yes, ma'am. Awesome. Alright, so the next steps we need to do with this cup. Let your glitter glue or your adhesive, whatever you used, dry completely. And then you want to go in and you want to seal this cup, because you don't want all these glitters when you're putting your epoxy on. You don't want them all just like smushing around and blending together. So you want to go ahead and seal this, whether if you've got a clear spray paint that you can seal it with, go ahead and do that after your glue is dry. Let that completely dry, and then get you a coat of epoxy on here. Please use like a speed dry, so that way it's cured in a couple of hours and we can hit next step going hard and get this going. If you don't have a clear spray paint, you can use, some people use polyacrylic. This glitter glue can actually be used as a sealant as well. This also is something that I've tried out the other day. It was in a bag that I got. It is Eileen's acrylic sealer gloss finish. It's fast drying, non-yellowing, seals and protects. You can use it indoors and outdoors. Make sure you still have, if you're using it indoors, make sure you're still in a ventilated room, because it is kind of still a strong smell, kind of like spray paint. But you can also use this, and like I said, it's Eileen's, however you want to say it, acrylic sealer gloss finish. So you can use that as well to seal your glitter in. We just don't want it moving around when we epoxy our cup. For those that joined and didn't get the craft items from me, like the whole kit from me, if you will go ahead and get your wrap cut out and weeded out, or if you have a way to print it on clear vinyl, you can do that too, like I did on mine here. China, if you've got yours, just make sure, like I said, it's weeded and ready to go when we come back. But I'm going to open it up for anybody. If they all have questions, I'll kind of hang out here for another 10 minutes or so, and then we will cut it off. I'm actually going to let my glitter glue dry. I'm going to check it in a minute, and I may just use that as a sealer in a second. But we'll hang out, see if any questions are asked. Kind of check and see my glitter glue is dry. Give off any other tappy taps. Try to tap off as much of that excess glitter as I can. And then this, of course, you don't want to put this back in your glitter bottles because it's kind of a mix of everything. We got a cool color going on. We're gonna tap that and throw that in the trash. Gonna go spray. I'll be right back. Sounds good, China. Sounds good. Let's see. I wonder what the temperature is here. Oh, it's only 49. It ain't warm enough to spray here. So.
Can you hold the spray up so I can see the brand?
Yes, I sure can.
It might look better. Oh, no, actually, let's go.
So it is Aleene's. See if I can get it without the glare of the lights on it. I'll go to that camera too, because that may be a little better.
Oh, yeah, there you go. That's better.
That is the Aleene's Acrylic Sealer Gloss Finish. I used this on my cup the other day in the pop-up live I did in my Create with Michelle group. It was actually very nice. It was a good sealer on it. It was great. Like I said, make sure it's well ventilated because it does still have a strong odor. Kind of like a spray paint. You're welcome. Set that there. And I did put a link to all the glitters and things that I am using today in the post on this video. All of these glitters today are Starcraft metallic glitters. We sell all of them here at R&M Vinyl. Today we're using Surfside, Goldfish, Bubbly, and Tropical Punch. I did also list those glitter names along with that link, so that way you don't have to write it down or remember. So keep that in mind too. They are all listed underneath the link that they're on this post. Again, our cup today is a 20-ounce Hog stainless steel sublimation because it already had the white base. I didn't have to worry about spray painting it white or anything like that. Just make sure you give it a light sanding before you get started so everything has something to adhere to nicely. And then my glue that I use today is the Crystalac Glitter Glue Adhesive. Like I said, it's good. I do like this. Just be careful because it can start to dry quickly, kind of like it did on mine right towards the end. If I am working on something I have time to let my glue dry, I like the glitter glue from Artistry Epoxy. It's their Color Flex glitter glue. It stays wetter longer and gives you more of a working time. So I do like it if you have time where you're not trying to complete something in a fast timeline. And now it doesn't, to say that doesn't mean like it takes 2 hours to dry. If you put a super thick coat, it will take a little longer. Just make sure you get a nice coat on there. Give it like 30-45 minutes and you're good to go, which like I said, I like because it gives me more working time. I'm not hurrying and all that kind of stuff against the clock. So Mom and Dad's watching. Hello, Mom and Dad. Hello. Wait for China to get back from spraying her cup. And I'll go and get mine. I'll either spray it or use the glitter glue adhesive to seal it in. I don't want any of my glitter to spread. So if you use like a glitter glue where you gotta brush it on, you just want to do one color at a time so that way your colors, again, don't blend like they would in your epoxy. So other than that, we're good. China's back. Yay! Hi, China. All right. China or anybody else out there watching, do y'all have any questions about this part of the cup or what is needed before we come back to finish step 2? Step 2, we're going to come back. Let's see, it's 10 till 11. We want our epoxy to be nice and set. We want our sealer to have time to dry. So let's say we'll meet back up here. Let's go for 2 Central Standard Time. 2 o'clock I think will be a good time for everybody to have their sealer dry, their epoxy on, epoxy nice and cured to where we're not dealing with a sticky cup, and be ready to go then. No ma'am, I'm good. Perfect. Okay. All right, so let's reconvene back here at 2 o'clock. Cup sealed, cup epoxied, and totally cured. Have your wrap on hand. That will be in handy, or come in handy next. If you have a cup trimmer, one of these little guys right here, cup trimmer, you probably want to have it on hand as well. That way, after we get our wrap on, we'll make sure it's right side up. After we get our wrap on, we can take and get those top and bottom edges nice and trimmed out, so that way it's nice and straight around our cup, just in case we get it off by a hair, and then it's not too low down to where it's like wrinkling on the bottom of our cup or anything like that. So make sure cup is sealed and epoxied and cured when we come back at 2. Wrap in hand, cup trimmer if you've got one. Alright guys, I will hang out here for just a couple more minutes, and if nobody has any questions, I'll hop off, and then we will reconvene at 2 p.m. Again, Central Standard Time. I think everybody on here today is in Texas, so we're all good. But anyway, I'll hang out here for a couple minutes and then hop off, and we'll see you at 2. Actually, I keep putting this over there, and I need to hold on to that so I can seal it in a minute. All my glitter catchers back in their compartments over here. Get this cleaned off. Keep my area clean. Actually, I'm gonna put my cup up here in the little stand on my Dino's turner. Whoop, come back here. Maybe. Can't do this one-handed, obviously, apparently. There we go. That way I can clean off everything. Those back over there. Cleaned off of here, maybe, kind of, sort of. There we go. Alright everyone, I'm gonna hop off. I don't see any more questions. If you have any questions, like I said, you can comment on this video. It will alert me that somebody has commented. Message me, text me, whatever, and I will get right to you. And then, like I said here, we will reconvene at 2. So, see everybody in just a bit. Bye guys!